What's up guys, Mickey Motions here, and in this 3-part series I will be explaining what Codemasters did wrong, how it affected their sales, why they concentrated on other things, and what Codemasters can do to make Formula 1 2014 a better game. So what went wrong with Formula 1 2013? In this episode I'll be talking about what Codemasters did wrong, and in the next episode I will be talking about how it affected their sales. The biggest problem with F1 2013 was its core gameplay, career mode, which is the most important part of the game in my opinion, which was dull and felt repetitive. The experience is even worse than F1 2010, and it blows my mind that a game can get worse over time like this instead of making improvements. To make matters worse, there were issues with understeering and aggressive AI. The penalty system gives you penalties when you don't deserve it, while the AI can do anything and get away with it. There was also an FPS glitch that made you faster if you had more FPS. This was patched, but apparently the problem has now reversed, or you can still gain a small advantage at 120 FPS, which is now locked. This FPS issue shows that there's a huge flaw in the physics. On the topic of physics, the physics are still slightly odd with glitch setups, poor sensitivity, and unresolved understeer issues, especially when you're using a racing wheel. Now there seems to be a lot of problems with racing wheels. No matter what wheel you use, there is always problems. And one major issue is having to set up the wheel, which takes forever to do. I don't understand how Codemasters expect a casual gamer to spend several hours setting up the wheel. There are probably many people out there who have bought this game and a racing wheel only to be put off from ever using or buying a racing wheel ever again. This impacts the retention heavily. The amount of people playing this game daily is so important nowadays, but I will explain why in a bit. But as I was saying, it takes several hours to set up the wheel, and even the recommended settings don't feel right. There needs to be a default setting for each wheel that is supported in this game, so you can at least guide people an idea of what it should be, and people can tweak those settings or just get used to it. But what annoys me the most is how Codemasters expect people to spend days having to adjust or find the setting for something that should have already been automatically done for you in the game. Like in Gran Turismo or Forza. Even in R Factor, it's not much of a problem having to set up the wheel. Then there's minor issues that are really frustrating, such as force feedback turning off at times and losing your wheel settings. Moving on to online, there are still issues with the online connection and mid penalties and glitches, which resulted in less leagues running because there were too many problems. Overall, I feel that Codemasters used Formula 2012, updated the teams and tracks, and tweaked the settings to make it feel more realistic, but failed miserably. Less people are playing this game now because of issues with the game and lack of time to get used to these issues. Now this relates to Call of Duty. Every year there's less people playing Call of Duty daily because of issues with the game that are never fixed every year. And now Activision got desperate and tried to use Eminem to advertise Call of Duty, and also tried to make money by having lots of DLC for people to buy, such as Snoop Dogg's voice pack DLC. And it's only going to get worse and worse, to the point that the hardcore fans won't want to buy COD anymore, and then it's over for Call of Duty, it will just be dead. If Codemasters aren't careful, they could follow the same footsteps. The amount of people playing the game is way more important than the sales, because this shows how many people would prefer to dedicate their time into playing COD or something else. Because if the customer isn't addicted to the game, then that means the game is terrible, and the customer probably won't buy the next game in the series. And the stats prove my point. Currently there are only 1,000 to 2,000 people playing Formula 1 2013 on Steam daily. That is terrible compared to the last few years. Now I'm not going to talk about the sales, as this is going to be the next topic, so it's probably best if I end the video here. Now I'm pretty sure you guys will agree with what I'm saying. And once again, I just want to make clear that this isn't a dig at Codemasters. I just really want Formula 2014 to be successful. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure you liked, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. This is Mickey Motions. I'm out. Peace.